That is here. Oof, that came out a little differently. Um, Hopefully you guys can hear me. Serena, Kevin, nice to see you guys. Um, Hope I didn't miss anybody for now. Quick question. Hopefully you can hear me. And John, if you're out there, John Lummis, I don't know how this happens, but thank you for, I should say that, to subscribe. I appreciate that, Serena. Um, John Loomis, if you're there, can you send me your email through, oh, through, oh boy, let's see, send it to me, talkstroke@gmail.com. I think that's the easiest. For some reason, I was banned from Facebook or whatever. I did something regarding their policies. I don't know what it is, but not sure. So I apologize, John, but if you can get it to talkstroke@gmail.com, that is my email. First of all, I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wall. And for those of you that are new, I have started doing this about 7 years ago to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury. And speaking of brain injury, as soon as I get that email from you, John, this is Brain Injury Awareness Month, and with Mr. John Loomis, who, as you know, is amazingly motivated to. Um, do I? You know what? I don't. I don't, Serena, share on WhatsApp. I will check that out. But I'm not sure. I know what WhatsApp is, but I don't. Maybe I should start doing that, huh? Um, but I don't. I don't. I also bring on experts in brain health so they can share their knowledge with us all. So I'm going to take a look at where Mr. John is, and but in the meantime, let's do a quick little. What are we going to do? A quick little intro here, if I can find it. But hang tight, you guys. I know it's been kind of crazy this morning, uh, all morning. So I will get this thing going here. Hopefully, I'm picking the right one. It'll probably be 30 seconds or something. So hang tight, and I will go to find John. Thank you, guys. All righty. That was kind of a little longer one that I've ever done. So anyway, appreciate you guys being here. And John, okay, I did send you the link, so in your email. So hopefully you got it. I haven't seen you yet, but wow, Brain Injury Awareness Month, right? Wow. Um, so let's see. Your call is important to us. Please hold for next. Okay. Yes, I'm here. So you guys, um, is this a big deal for everybody? I'm sure it is, because Brain Injury Awareness Month is it well, it's a crucial opportunity for all of us to educate, advocate for the greater understanding of the impact of what brain injury is all about, especially for their families. I talk about stroke, but I always say brain injury. Um, but it's always good to bring individuals, families, communities together. So hopefully, they just raise awareness. That's what it's all about. Um, you know, and also about like what causes brain injury, um, prevention, treatments. As we know, there's a lot of treatments um, and rehab of brain injury. And I always say TBI. Just been a kind of a crazy morning this morning. So I hope you guys are all being here. And good morning, Gary. Let's see whoever's there. And also, if you do like, I know Serena mentioned it and I like it, go to Let's Talk Stroke on YouTube and share, like, and all the above. And then definitely subscribe to the channel. Slowly but surely, but we are growing. Not sure if you know where we're at right now, but I'm at like I think 1,100 and something other something other like yeah, I think 1,108 subscribers right now, which is for me that's kind of cool. So, but let's see if we can find where he is. I know he's close, John. Okay, really? Oh, Serena, thank you, because I'm sitting there changing passwords, doing this, but I thought I said that there's a problem with me. What's it called? Of their policies and procedures or something, but I'd never seen that until like 20 minutes before coming on here. Then it just went crazy. So I don't know. I'll have to get back on there and see. I was going to restart the computer, but I don't know. Let's just see. John, I do see you, but I don't see your face, your beautiful face out here. Let's see. John, are you around there? I just tried to click you on. It didn't kind of work, but it shows all the bars that you're there. But don't know. John, if you can see me, let me know, or because I just tried to bring you on and it didn't work. But let's see if there's something here that will work. What is going on with you guys that I haven't talked about with you guys? I love that we do this every Tuesday and Thursdays, bringing awareness, to all of the brain injuries that we have, and the ones that we don't have. Maybe we can learn things from you. I do a lot of research. Woohoo! Look at this is.
It's taking a lot.
Oh, can you? I can barely hear you. Maybe mine needs to go louder, but let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, but now you're not hearing me. Hang on a second, I'll double check that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. It's good that you're here. What a crazy morning it's been. I swear this. But now Serena said it's but I'm glad. She let us know about that. That's right. There he is. Let's see here. Microphone. I'm trying something here. Better and better. Oh gosh, this is amazing. Okay, Musan, good morning. Can you hear me okay, everybody? I just want to make sure. System sound. I'm trying it all because I could barely hear you, my friend. John, microphone. Let's see, what is it?
Let's try this again.
Now I can hear you really good. A little on the frozen side there, but on your side, but I hear you wonderful. I can't hear John. Thank you, Kevin. How's it going? I can't hear you. What? I can hear, okay. Wow. I can hear you. I can hear me too. Let's see here, John. Let's move one little area, see if that works. Woo! I got a lot of little there. Oh, there he is, John, at the bottom. We don't want to do that. Here he is. It's kind of amazing what we're all doing. Good morning, Lynn. There's John. Just frozen. Dustin, Cody, how are you? Good morning, Texas. Trees. I have to put my glasses on. I don't know. Since my stroke, it's kind of trees. Wow. It's going to be 90 degrees here today, if anybody was wondering. But I thought I'd throw that out there. John sounds great. Oh, let's see. I wonder if you sign off and sign back on. Maybe that'll help with the Well, there he goes. John hit the old. Let's see. Let's see what is going on with Gary. Nice. Oh, is it okay? Wow, raining there. Yeah, it's hot. It's going to be a hot one today, but the humidity is going to be down, so that's a good thing. So we may be able to sit outside in the backyard, which we love that. Um, and Serena, I don't know. I just I was having issues with my computer, so I ended up okay. This is pretty amazing. Okay, so you guys are saying that. I've heard that from Serena, Lynn, regarding the Facebook. I don't know. Did you guys try changing passwords and all that stuff? Because I was, obviously 20. Good morning, Kit. Right before going on here. Well, not right before, but yeah, it was quite crazy. Now, if I look at, I don't know if YouTube has the same issues too, but no, it says there's just on YouTube. 10 people are on there, but yes. So, but we're trying to get John. Maybe that's what is causing the issues this morning. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was misbehaving on Facebook. At least I thought I saw something and it said that I was abiding, this, that, and the other. But apparently not. There we are.
Come back again. Can you hear me all right though?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, my stuff went nuts about 10:32. It's like you gotta be kidding me. I've been fighting the same passwords, everything. Go on the end, tells me it's blocked, everything else.
Yeah, it said that I was misbehaving or whatever they normally say.
Yeah, but see, that's me. I'm misbehaving. I already knew that part.
Yeah, so now we know.
Ralph Preston hit this the other day. It took him 3 days to get back on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We were just talking about yesterday.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought it was doing good, but then all of a sudden, yeah. Oh, I'm just looking at the comment there. Kevin is at the fires. I know. No, it's probably about 6-7 hours from us, but we're starting to see the smoke from those fires here in Texas. Built well over 1 million acres. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing on the local news here about your fires, but you have a small fire in California. It's all over the national news, but you guys have nothing.
Right. So sad. So wow, John. So this is John. Everybody that maybe because there's a lot of people I see on my phone that are watching, and I don't know them. So maybe they're.
I can't log into anything on my phone to see anything at all. So.
Right. Yeah. Maybe that's why because I'm on.
Everything down. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So John, thanks for doing this. I know that you're really motivating me with your your workouts. Not only your workouts at Planet Fitness, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Twice a week. That's where I'm supposed to be at right now, Jerry. Just so you know, no. The priority that you have.
Wow. But then you go to work too.
Yeah, they called us off this morning, so this worked out better. I'm gonna go work out after I'm done with your show.
Wow, good for you. Wow. So I'm glad this is Brain Injury Awareness Month.
Exactly.
Wow. So what do you have to say about that? I mean, because this is a big deal. You're coming up on, was it, I can't think, 8 years?
Just over 10 years, just over 10 years.
Wow, 10 years.
Well, it's like, they talk about Awareness Month. I looked at some of the notes that they sent me to that's under my sheet here. But it's like, how much of what we did is happen, or how much has happened because of our own individual lifestyles.
Right.
I mean, you talk about the TBIs. Well, those are usually something happened to blunt force trauma to your head, whatever. But in your case, my case is more the ABIs, where it's acquired. It's something to do within our own bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
Like, how much of what happened to you could you have prevented? How much what happened to me could I have prevented? I mean, once they give me the cause of all that, and then you got the other part of the side effects of you have the seizures, your medications and stuff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that added to it besides having the stroke.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And what really happened, talking to Dr. Sullivan, Karen Sullivan, and she said that mine that she thought was caused by a sinus disease because I started bleeding real bad, and then I just blew it off, thinking it's just the weather or the what is it called, sinus.
Sinus infections, yeah.
Yeah, but my doctor never said.
Well, they narrowed mine down to high cholesterol. I mean, slightly elevated. I won't say high, just slightly elevated.
Right.
And then elevated blood pressure, and then elevated sugars. But then I only slept 3 to 4 hours a night. So they said the added stress just destroyed your body.
Yeah. Wow.
So if I had paid attention to those or went to the doctor on a regular basis to even look at that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
was that the last thing you thought? Because I never would have thought I'd have a stroke. I don't even know really at the time.
No, when it hit me, I was thinking heart attack because my left arm went numb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I moved my left side, so I feared heart attack, left side.
Yeah.
And then when my speech went, boom, I knew exactly what it was.
You did. Wow.
That and the speech, I knew it was stroke.
Wow. Interesting. It's crazy. It was coming about 10 years ago, and what I mean, this you've been on before, but for some people that are kind of like new to John.
Who's this idiot?
Yeah. Who is John?
This guy posts all these videos of working out and at work. The work videos are just for you, Jerry.
I love those.
Like other people work, so I just do that for you.
So nice of you. But I'm telling you, I love when I see. I mean, that just should be a good example by anybody not to, why can't do that?
You can get a life back, and that is the sole purpose of putting these videos out there, whether it's Planet Fitness or working out.
Right.
It's strictly for that you can have some sort of life after stroke. It's not, you just don't have to throw everything aside and give up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want me watching you at work lifting the boards with two hands. You have the glove, but still, you're using both hands.
Occasionally, it works out well. If not, I can come across my wrist and use my wrist to.
Yeah.
It's a little easier.
Wow. So,
but this hand, I keep the glove on because the skin's not as calloused as this hand is. So I want to make sure I don't extra splinters, extra cuts, stuff
absolutely.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I still have disabilities. Yes, still limited on my left side. I mean, I can get out and walk a pretty good pace. I can't run yet. Still working on getting this left side faster.
Right. Wow. Every day.
I was reevaluated 2 years ago. I'm still on the disability list. It was crazy because the doctor had no idea why I was there.
Wow, really?
The questions and stuff to test me on, and she goes, "Oh, now I know." And once you got done, she goes, "Now I know why you're here." She was not giving any heads up from Social Security office at all.
Wow. But you're on Social Security, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know I could get that. So I had the stroke.
Wow. Yeah.
I thought life was over because there goes all the financial stability I had, everything gone.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't like to take advantage of it, but I did pay into it, and I'm playing their game to stay within their means.
Yeah.
Their guidelines, so I can stay there and be just as cooperative as I can with them and still have a life to live.
Yeah, because you only can work so much if anybody's on disability. That's a big deal. That
you have a limit every month that you can not go over, and if you can start going over, I mean, if you go over a few dollars here and there, they just dock you for it. But if you go over consistently, then they start to question, well, if you can do this, you can go back to work. They don't look at what you're doing or what you're making. It's just the fact that you went over their limit.
Right. So I just wonder because when you call the disability, I guess, and then say, I want to go back to work, but I don't want to, break the rules. I don't want to, because I am disabled.
And you have to, I had a meeting last week with the Brain Injury Association of Indiana, and that was one of the things we talked about was the communication and the correct point of contact to get a hold of to get back in those programs and have things explained to you so you don't go outside the rules.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I contacted the people and they sent me to a facility on the west side of Indianapolis, and I went in and talked to them and said, I want to go back to work. How do I work this stuff out? And they give me some paperwork to read and said, we'll be in touch with you. And then I made a couple phone calls a couple months later and some emails going, I haven't heard anything. And then 6 months later, I get a letter in the mail saying, well, we haven't heard from you, so we're going to take you off the list. I went berserk one. I've been calling, I've been send you guys emails. Well, that person's not doing that job anymore. This person's moved up over here and they're not doing it anymore. So I finally got a hold of the right person.
Right.
He put me in touch with the right organization to get a hold of, and they went through, did a complete rundown of everything what I had and what was available to me, and explained a lot of things to me, and said, yeah, you can go back to work, and you do, I think it's a trial work period too, where you go back to work and see if you can't try to do full time again.
Right.
So it's available to you out there, and it's a government program, so that's just have the right people to explain it to you.
Right. Can you get back on disability if all of a sudden, like if you go full time and they say, oh, okay.
I can't say it's going to be easy to do that. I just had a friend of mine. He went to the doctor 6 months ago, and they said, well, you don't need to be on disability anymore, which he needed to. He had a brain tumor.
Wow. Oh,
wow. He's super slow. I mean, I don't want to downgrade the guy, but he's super slow, and he needed a disability. Well, they took it away from him. Well, he's been fighting for the past 4 months to get it back.
Wow.
Back to the doctors, they did a sleep apnea, they did a sleep test on him, they did all kinds of stuff, and they finally gave it back to him. He just got the word last week, and they back paid him to 6 months ago. So it's like, why do you pull him off of it then?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he answered the question the wrong way, and the doctor wrote down his notes. And that's another thing. It depends on the right doctors too, the way they word things.
Wow.
That's all of your recovery.
Right.
Therapists have to word things a certain way to keep you in therapy. The hospitals have to word things a certain way to keep paying the bills.
Right.
So besides your therapist knowing what to do with you on the floor exercise-wise, they have to know how to do all the documentation correctly.
Right. That's a lot of work.
And so there's a lot more to the therapist than just working with you on the floor.
Right, right. Let's see here, Kevin. What you were saying? Once you hit full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want. Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah. Once you hit that, and then they'll slide you over from disability over to regular Social Security, and then you're fine.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I read. Yeah. I it's something to think about because I've got, let's see, I got 3 years coming up on, it'll be close to, I'll be 63 in July. So that's yeah.
That's shocking.
Right here, what Dustin Cody is saying.
And I did a program like that as a test program where they actually shocked my brain with electromagnetics.
No way.
To try to grow nerve endings back to your hand. Instead of them working their way back to the brain, they're trying to work them the other direction.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
We have people that are wheelchair bound. You can't do a lot of the weight bearing to get those nerve endings to reattach.
Right.
They're trying to work it the other way.
Wow.
So
interesting.
Yeah, they would take my hand and had probes on my fingers, and then they took this big magnet like right next to my head, and you'd hear it go zap.
Wow.
And you would feel a little surge, like a magnetic surge, just through your body.
Wow.
And they say,
well, crazy.
Then they thought one girl was going, well, I'm going to try it one more time. It was a test program I decided to get involved in.
Right.
And she actually did a double zap that was like split microseconds for the second zap. I said, I felt that zap because you feel two surges to your brain.
What? Anything with your fingers? Or
it went through my fingers. I never really, it was just a test program for like 3 months. But I did feel it through my fingers. It did register on their indicators that it did surge through my hand.
Right.
We're just trying different ways to get those nerve endings. Like I said, if you're wheelchair bound and you don't do a lot of weight bearing, you got to find a way to make things go the other way.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. I never heard of that. And I don't know if I would do that because I've seizure or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have so much movement in your hand, and they put your hand in a box and blindly cover it, and you got to pinpoint where your fingers are at in that box and be correct.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Gary. Yeah.
It's a ischemic stroke. Ischemic stroke on the right, deep in the right side, which took out my entire left side.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That question there is, that's a good question.
I was told and I have to give the rehab facility excellent marks on this because they told me to file right now. By the time it takes 6 months to get the disability.
Right.
By 6 months, you may not need it, but you can just refuse it. But get the paperwork started now, and then you can deal with it afterwards.
And you get back pay too, which is,
Well, that takes 6 months. You don't get that. The first is the initial 6 month period.
Right.
But if you go past that and they finally approve you 8, 9 months, then you will get a couple months back pay.
Yeah. And did you have to get an attorney? Because I didn't.
No, I just went strictly with the paperwork, filed it all in there, and the doctor I've seen in the local town here, he's been a farm doctor for years. He says, the state of Indiana was all backed up. Illinois is doing their backlog for them. They'll look at paperwork. They may deny you and say, well, because this, this, and this. He goes, just go do this, jump through the hoops, and you'll eventually get it.
Right. And yeah. So I see Kevin 10 months. I can't remember how long mine took, but I remember I had to go to psychologists all the time, and I knew they were trying to read me, or something.
Yeah. You go in there and play their game.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
if you got the right doctor, they know the ins and outs. A lot of doctors just, he talked to me, everything else, hey, you got this, okay. He said, you'll eventually get it, just jump through the hoops.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough though, but yeah, that's funny they mentioned it because let's see, I did a lot of research on this Brain Injury Awareness Month. I mean, there's a lot of information out there.
I was surprised when I got this sheet from them. It's like, wow, it's a whole thing they're doing for the month. They're actually in D.C. right now trying to get, there's a certain bill that was out there for years, and I guess it expired, so they're trying to get it
wow.
back to Congress to be reinstated or whatever.
Wow.
People I talked to here they're actually in Washington, D.C. this week.
Wow, okay.
I'm sorry for them, but they're there.
Yeah, wow. Interesting stuff there. Yeah. Let's see. I know I just did so much stuff. Where was it? Yeah, there's I went on. Did you ever get onto Chat GPT?
No.
Wow, the information that's out there. The artificial AI, artificial intelligence. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I get on there once in a while to see what it's all about. It's as far as brain injury, and it's amazing how good they are. Give you a lot of information. Waiting on social security disability paid.
Yeah, I agree. I even took my ex-wife back to court to lower my child support because I couldn't pay it. And
Wow.
She sat there with the judge, the magistrate, says, well, he needs to pay something. And she's looking like, he's not working. He's not receiving it. What do you want him to pay?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, so that's what they said.
Yeah, that's what the judge magistrate looked at her and says, what do you want to pay? There's nothing coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my wife at the time decided, she goes, well, I'll work an extra hour overtime. You can have $25 a week. And she agreed to that. It's like, really?
25, even that.
$25 a week.
Right. I mean, I mean, count every penny, especially when you're on Social Security disability. I mean, $25 a week, that's, $100 a month. That adds up. I mean, if you have absolutely no bills, and
no bills, no. That was just, she wanted some sort of support. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
The judge magistrate looked at me like, just shook her head like, really?
Wow. Well,
the guy's had a stroke and you're going to beat him down for $25 a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I paid, the stroke was in December. The company I worked for kept me on the payroll through January, to the end of January. So she had well over a month to look at her bills and decide this is probably going to end at the end of January. If she's trying to do something with her, find a way to adjust her bills or do something herself.
Right.
Wasn't much I could do. So when it all stopped in January, I filed the paperwork and she went to argue over $25 a week.
Wow. I was going to say, I hate to get personal, but my life is totally an open book. But when you had your stroke, how do I even ask it? Were you divorced before then, or?
That was the previous wife.
Forgot.
That was the previous wife. I was married when I had the divorce, or married when I had the stroke. But that was my second wife.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. And the first wife that I had all the kids with, she wanted, I want money. Okay, whatever. Not the fact that not the health. I'm still here to be a father to the kids.
Right.
I still want the money part.
Right. You say, get in line. I mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable. Wow. So after this, you're going to work out. Get us all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work out about an hour and a half.
Wow. And
I gave you priority.
I mean, look, think
I
about
was
this.
gonna go to work today and then skip my workout to talk to Jerry.
Wow. I mean, I am so privileged. Wow. So so you're going to go work out, and do you do the same things? You kind of like switch it around. I mean, I know
I
you
have
must have a,
my clipboard's back out there, but I've got preset sheets that I use.
yeah. Oh,
I track,
right.
I track them by date and by equipment to see what I'm
Right.
doing. So every time I go back in there, I can either adjust the repetitions or adjust the weight or see how I'm feeling that day. There are days when I go in there and I can't do what I did 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Just don't feel right.
Right. And I love the fact that you're posting it. I mean, like videoing it, because I tell you, it motivates me too. Just watching how many you're doing. When you type it, put it in on Facebook, whatever. Wow, you do so much. What you do is just how many repetitions.
No, I've built up to them because originally when I was starting to go back to the gym probably about 7 years ago, and
Right.
I met with the trainer at Planet Fitness then, and he says, "Well, here's your rundown. Probably need to do more weight bearing stuff, and just similar to your weight, and not add anything to it." But I've just been slowly working my way through it. Got back to the gym last year after COVID and everything, shut everything down,
Right.
and it's just going to the equipment and things. Even if I don't feel comfortable with it, I still try to make the equipment out. And sometimes there's pain in the shoulder and there's pain in my neck pulling those things down. And I usually try to get a piece of equipment that has Planet Fitness has one whole side of the room is all mirrors. So I try to get to where I can see that mirror,
Yeah.
so I can watch myself pull my arms down, see if I'm pulling left side down as far as the right,
Yes.
see if I'm actually pulling back to the right muscles. I mean, when you do a rowing machine, it's not all your arms, it's all in your upper back, trying to pinch those shoulder blades together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when the back extension, when I'm pushing back, I also roll my shoulders back at the same time. So besides working the core muscles in my back, and I'm also working the upper part of my back to get the muscles back,
Right. You
strengthen
must.
them up. So like
Yeah.
one machine doing multiple different muscle groups.
So yeah, and you've seen obviously a big improvement.
It's coming down to the point now. I'm losing. I put that glove on to the extra little rubber grip to it.
Yeah.
The weight wise, when I get to number 20 on the repetition, my fingers are what's holding on to it. Just barely hold on. I don't want to let go of the equipment and go kaboom, but no, it's right there. I'm right at the edge of my grip.
Right. Right.
Yes, Gary, I can walk on a treadmill. I have a slight tenderness on the instep of my foot in the arch. This just showed up in the past 2 months. So I've tried to stay off the treadmill and do more of the arc trainer where my feet are flat.
Yeah.
Not to my feet up. I'm attributing it to I'm trying to force more weight to my affected side, so I'm trying to get off that right leg, and I'm not usually have a finger touching the treadmill rails. I have
Wow.
nothing touching, so I'm trying to push it myself over all the time. So I think that's where that arch is playing. The little bit of tenderness my arch is playing in there.
Right. Wow.
I don't feel it when I walk all day long at work, or if I go out for a couple miles here, I don't feel it then. But once I'm back on that treadmill, it shows right up.
Right. Just wonder because when I get on the treadmill, I only go 0.5, just because I don't want to take a chance. I have the thing strapped to me, the automatic shut off thing. But where are you at now? The speed, if everybody knows been on a treadmill, 0.5 is the lowest I think you can go. That's what I do, just because I do more of the rower for me.
I can do 3. I used to do a couple years ago. I was over 4. Right now I'm back. I'm just back up to 3.9.
Wow.
But right now I can hold it for maybe a minute and I start backing it back down. But when I get on the treadmill, I'll start it up right away. I try to get to 2.0 as quick as I can, just pump it up and stay comfortable. And then every minute I bump it up 2 more. So I go 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, get over 3 until I get up to that 3.5. Then I do 3.6, 3.7, and then I maintain there for a while. And I might sit there going, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go up to 3.8. I'll get up there. I might feel a little unstable, so I'll back it down to 3.7. I mean, I adjust and play the game while I'm walking.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
If I feel I can do more, I'll try to go back up to 3.9 and play a game up there.
Right. Right.
But I also know if I can't hold it, I'll just bump those buttons down.
This is Dustin Cody. Oh God, don't forget, I had a stroke. Okay. The sister, I want to say the wife, but how long were you both in the hospital? Well, me, I was in 2.5 months.
I was in the hospital 5 days and then 19 days in rehab.
Yeah. It's
inpatient rehab.
Yeah, we had different strokes. I had a hemorrhage.
Right. everything's different. I mean, I know
Yeah,
my friend Larry White that lives an hour away from him. He had major problems, and once he did get back released from the hospital and get into rehab, he had something else went on, so they had to take him back out, put him back in the hospital, to come back to rehab again.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
had other complications.
Right. Just like you just said, every single brain injury stroke is different. I mean, it was, and I don't know how much I spent in inpatient. I mean, 2.5 months, but outpatient was years. Still a ongoing battle, but you're doing it yourself, and I like that.
Well, that's where Michelle's always telling me, I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous of you. I said, what? She goes, the stuff you have available to you at your fingertips. You have a rehab facility that does a lot of experimental stuff that they'll call you to come down and play games with them for a while. I have two therapy
Yeah,
colleges I work with, and I get to see those students on a regular basis. And I'll see like maybe in one 2 hour session, I'll see 9 different students because they all get like 45 minutes each. And then
yeah,
the last one I did, I go back in a couple of weeks for their interventions. So there's 4 students each session. There was 3 different hours. So I had a total of 12 students. And then I'll go back in next month, or it's in April when they go back to them, and they'll come up with their interventions as to try different things with me. But
yeah.
they're learning how to assess you. They're learning how to do the blood pressure stuff. I mean, they did the blood pressure stuff on my calf. They did it on my
Really?
forearm. This stuff they need to learn and practice.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if anybody knew that, but you go. You're like, I'm not a guinea pig, but you go to the colleges or the rehab places, and they're all students. Not all, but like you said, 12 of them. And
Well, there's a whole classroom, and then there's close to 100 of us are in this group it's called CPRG, which is a citizen something. But a
wow,
doctor started it 20 years ago because they'd bring people in as actors to pretend they had different issues.
Henry,
And he said, why can't we use the people that come out of rehab that are available to show up? And they
right?
actually have a whole group that actually does pediatrics. It's kids that
Wow,
show up that have had issues from birth or early on in their
right there.
days, and they had some problems, and they actually come in and work with the pediatrics.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it's such a great thing that you do. I mean, I go to the stroke support groups, not but there's only a few people in there. But I mean, to have you like they're not experimenting, but they're working on you, which
Well,
is
they get
amazing.
ideas. Yeah, they get ideas in their head what to try, and they actually talk to their professor, and they'll still gonna say, try it, see what happens. At that point, like he has this deficit here and this deficit here, so try something different. And
Right?
now I tell them to think outside the box. Hit
Yeah.
me with anything you can hit, because right now they're in college, they don't have restrictions on them
Right.
besides their professor and what stuff they have available to them.
I see.
Yeah, Planet Fitness does have a trainer, and you can meet with the trainers. If the one I go to locally had a trainer for a while, and I'm not sure he's still there, but they will meet with you, and they do have classes each week. But usually I'm at work when those classes are there.
Wow,
But
that's
yeah, they
amazing.
originally I have my original form in the folder that he gave me on things to try and do, and
Yeah, and they're not extra expense, is it? For the
no, it's
yeah.
already with your thing. And if you're on the disability, I believe most cases you have silver sneakers available to you, which you can get to a variety of different gyms. It's paid for. The Planet
Oh,
Fitness is paid for by my Social Security.
oh my goodness. Yeah, that's wow.
I think even the Y takes it, but you're limited in what you can do on the Y. I mean, I don't think you use the pool all the time. You might have to do some extra to get in there, but Planet Fitness, most of Anytime Fitness, all the groups around there, they're there, and and if I want to upgrade and get the black card for Planet Fitness to be able to do the tanning bed, which I'm not worried about the tanning bed.
Yeah,
The
me.
hydro massages I like, but I still haven't upgraded to get those yet.
Wow. Okay, but I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I didn't even think about it. I just figured Planet Fitness. I'm just saying they have so many different deals. Okay, $1 down and $10 a month or whatever it is, but that's paid for by Social
They'll
Security.
pay your $10 a month. Yes. Check with Jeff to do your insurance if you got separate insurance with
Yeah,
disability, and they will. Yeah, it's part of their program. They have realized that
that's a
that is a big health benefit to keeping you healthy and out of the doctor's office.
yeah,
That
absolutely.
simple, that simple $10 a month or whatever Planet Fitness charges them is a preventative measure.
Wow.
It keeps you active. It keeps you out there. It keeps you on social life. And go, Kevin said, no, it doesn't include the black card, so you got to pay the $10 extra going to the black card. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get the basic equipment out there. Planet Fitness has videos within their, because everything's on an app now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was 49.
Yeah, I was 50 when I had my stroke. As far as blood pressure warnings, the last time I went to the doctor was like 5 to 6 years from my stroke, and he was listening to my arteries, and he said he could hear some noise in there. He said pretty soon you may have to go on cholesterol medicine. But he never said a word about my blood pressure.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't. I had no clues, nothing. Just walking in the bedroom from this trip, and I stopped. Nothing. I could not move. I figured this is it. I never had that feeling. I honestly did. I just keep thinking, and I knew I was ready to fall, but luckily my wife was there, and my kids were there at the time, and threw me in the bed. And
they pushed you over, Jerry.
Yeah, they literally.
They were all behind you. Push.
Yeah.
Send him on his way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point, Kevin. Oh no, I think you just answered that question about the black card. What does that include?
Black card's another $10 a month, but that gives you the hydro chair, the hydro massage table, which is pretty cool because it's water jets under the plastic, and you can adjust by looking at the diagram. You can adjust if you want them just to do your legs, or you want to do your whole back, or just up around your neck area. That goes against the whole body. And you can turn on your side or lay on your stomach any way you want those jets to blow in. It's a hard layer, not really a hard layer, a very stiff vinyl that it sprays against on the underside.
Right. Wow, interesting.
You can adjust how much pressure and how much you want them to move around during your, I think it's 10, 12 minutes session to sit there.
Wow, do you have self-fixation on your side there?
Not anymore.
Wow.
I've had actually one of the colleges I go to, the professor there was my original OT.
Right.
She calls me into every now and then the class. She goes, "Come and mess with my students for the day, will you?" And then I walk in there, and she'll have this paperwork all laid out for they need to start testing, learn how to do the frugal mile test and so like that. So they had to pick up the stuff and start working with me on it. And they actually grabbed my arm and moved my fingers around and actually feel what tone feels like. And they've all said, it doesn't feel like anything they thought it would feel like. They got to move my arm around. They feel how stiff the elbow is. It's like, okay. Didn't think it was that stiff, but they didn't know what, they didn't experience. The other college, they've had that program going for 20 years. So they've had patients in with the students all the time. So they've been feeling different types of tone and different types of injuries, whether it's spinal cord injuries or most of the people I talk to are all stroke people, but they have their own group for spinal cord and that to work with them also.
Right. Yeah, that was my hospital, was spinal cord and stroke. But Patricia, if you haven't seen, I know Facebook is giving issues, but watch John on like his workouts. Like even at work, for you to go. Who doesn't want to do? I get a little nervous. But you're similar to mine, the hand and stuff, to lift the plywood, and it's just not a little piece of plywood. That's
usually a half inch to 3/4 inch. So there's a little weight and a little balance going on. Plus carrying it to put it away, you got to walk over to do it and not trip and fall.
Yeah, but it's a big piece of plywood. It's like
it's usually 4 foot by 4 foot. Those panels are.
Yeah, it looks bigger, but even so, lifting it up and pulling it out of things, you're bending over. When you have a stroke, you feel every single. Do I have to climb up and stairs, or do I? Bending over, I'm gonna fall. It's just, I always think, and
I've taken my tumbles at work, and yes, I get teased about it all the time. I'll be doing something. Oh, don't fall. No, don't worry about it. That ain't happening today.
Yeah.
I've felt my foot on the edge of a skid or something like that, and I've went over. I usually get my hand ready just to stop me real quick.
Yeah.
To keep me off the ground.
Wow. Yeah. So, but if you
those are things you don't think about. You didn't think about it before. When you're going to do that, you're looking at your complete surroundings. As okay, if this does happen, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So see, you're thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it. I'm sure everybody's here thinking about it. Yeah. But they don't have a pool. Do they?
No, Memphis doesn't have a pool.
Yeah.
That's where I'm jealous of you, because I've seen you doing your stuff in the pool.
Yeah, the weather is getting to the point where, I'll do it again, but it's growing so much here. Hopefully they'll build another one, but but yeah, that helps. But
Yeah.
well, inpatient, did you, when you were inpatient, did you, because for me, they had a pool for pool therapy. They had a treadmill in the pool, and it was like 90 degrees, the pool.
Yeah, they had one. I never got to go in there and work out with it because it took special paperwork and they had to have so many people in there because somebody's in the water with you and somebody there basically as a lifeguard just in case anything went wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I had a
yeah,
therapist. Yeah, my therapist went with me, and it was, they wheeled me in the wheelchair and made me walk down. It was, yeah,
swim for it.
Yeah.
You like to do babies to teach them how to swim, just toss you in,
yeah,
let you hop around for a while.
that's me. But at first, you're right. That was not the, at first, but after a while, got to the edge and I just fell over because it's a lot more work walking down the thing because I couldn't really do it good then. But
yeah, but you have a history of being a scuba diver anyway, so some of that stuff's natural for you.
Yeah, did you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, the good old scuba diving. It was tough. Well, what I know has nothing to do with it, but scuba diving with my friend and my son. We're down like, I don't know, 50, 100 feet, and my son's thing ran out of air. And so when you have a second thing and shoved it in his mouth, and of course my wife went crazy when she found out. That I don't know why we told her, but yeah. So your day, you do have a certain kind of like agenda or every day?
Well, I'm up 3 o'clock every morning, at work by 5, off work by 10, 11 o'clock every day. So I'm usually
Wow.
4 to 5 hours at work.
Wow.
That's where most of my step count comes in because it's usually close to 20,000 or above by the time I leave work.
That's unbelievable. I'm trying to get my step count on. I have my watch, and wow.
Your watch doesn't do it, Larry. Jerry, your feet got to do
it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so true. It's a lot of work, but you working it. Let's see. Sounds like
control. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. This is a control.
I just don't know if it's a controlled one, but yeah, wow, that's incredible. Well, I always look forward to those posts that you do on there, on the videos at work, and now all the ones that how many repetitions you're getting in there. I mean,
I know this comment was made a while back when Ralph and I were talking,
right?
Ralph, with the other groups. Somebody said, "Well, you're just showing off." He goes, "No, I'm trying to show you that you can do this.
Yeah.
You have to get your butt in gear and start moving. Just make that initial move, and you'll be amazed what you can do."
Yeah, and it's so true what you're saying. It's because when I started posting mine, the workouts or whatever, I wanted to see am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? So it wasn't like showing off. It had nothing to do with that at all, because I could look back and say, oh, I have improved, or maybe I didn't. I'm doing it the wrong way. But
that's why I document what I'm doing to see where I'm at. And also with some of the work videos, I knew when I did that task last time how much I struggled. I knew when I started that job,
right,
most things I could not do, and they were okay with that. They no issues. But as the stuff come back up to do again, or to put this product away, then I would try it again, and I'm like, I can do this. I may not be shoving 4 panels away at the same time, but I can put 2 up at one time.
Right.
And keep control. Those long roofing panels, plexiglass panels, they're wavy.
Yeah.
For light, like in the barns like that. They're not heavy, but they're just, when they get 12 foot up there, they like to flex a little bit, and you're trying to put them into a slot up there, and it's not easy to keep control of it.
Right.
Not drop the edges and cut your legs or anything like that.
I'm probably a little, what I would say, there's a lot of, I just wonder when I go fill out papers or applications to get a job, now they always say, do you have a disability? Yes, and never hear from them. I just wonder, I mean, you got the job. Did you go in or?
Yeah, I did the paperwork online, and I went and interviewed with them, and actually the store manager, he's the one that gave me a chance at it, and so was the HR person. And I think because the person from the Social Security that I talked to had sent them some good people in the past, so they trusted that person's decision too.
Right.
And where I'm at Menards, that was the type of job I was looking for. I did the security jobs before, but you sat down and stared at a computer screen for hours, going to
Yeah.
sleep. I
Right.
mean, sitting down doing nothing was not helping me in any way to recover.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Menards was a way to recover and do some things. And if I didn't work out in the area I'm in now, there's other areas with smaller products I could have worked in to keep busy.
Right. So they told you this is a job we think you can do, or can you do this job? And for people out there, I just
They had the spot open for that position. So I said, yeah, I can try this out. And then it worked out. And then the only thing I really wasn't comfortable with was pails of drywall mud, which were like 65 pounds.
yeah.
You got to carry them up what you consider a ladder, but it's actually a stairway. And
Yeah.
you were supposed to lean out to the side and put it on a shelf for overstock.
Right.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm just barely enough to get them up the steps to the top. And I love lean out to the side with 60 pounds on one arm and drop it and have 5 pounds of drywall mud all over the floor, 5 pounds of roofing tar all over the floor. No.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
Just leave those on the floor. Somebody else will come through and take them out and put them up.
yeah. Yeah.
They worked within what I could do, and they're okay with that.
Wow, that's great. I'm glad that. I mean, it just shows that, like you said, you can live a great life if you just do it. If you go out there and put your mind to it, and I mean, you did all the right things to get to that point.
I had the right teachers between my therapist and the people I talked to, the guidance from Social Security. That's why I say the right information and the right point of contact to get you where you need to get to.
Right.
And that's important. And that was one of the biggest things I put in there.
Yeah. I know. Go, Gary. But yeah, so anything else you want to cover? I know it is Brain Injury Awareness Month, but great how you telling everybody about, Social Security to getting a job, and that you can do it. I mean, so many don't do it.
Yeah, we know what your job is. You just sit and talk.
But like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, yeah. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I want, I even went to hospitals, say, like Dr. Brassard always said, there's no stroke coordinator, or wherever. So I went in there and just said, I'd love to just be a stroke. Do you have a stroke coordinator experience? Well, the experience I have is just like stroke, doing this for a while and having one. I mean, I will let people know, things do get better. I mean, they're all different. So
yeah, that's what I sort of like, what just the short time you've been doing this show, and since you've had your stroke, and the short, mine, I consider mine 10 years is still short. What has changed out there in the healthcare world, and even with the therapists,
yeah,
on how they address us and look at us. I mean, we're out here doing things that I never thought was possible.
Right. After I know the feeling. I was told a year or two after that I had plateau, and I went back to talk to her. She retired, so I never saw her. Kind of ticked me off there, but
that's even in the meeting I had last week. Plateau is a word you do not bring up at all.
Yeah.
There is no plateau.
Right.
You may have taken that muscle group or that whatever you were trying to accomplish to a different level, and that muscle group and stuff is where it is now. With the body's being so complex, you need to work a different set of muscle groups to keep going.
Yeah. And we're not victims, we're survivors. So if anybody, I've talked to some people and they say, well, I'm a stroke victim. Well, you're not. You're a stroke survivor.
And Patricia, I had very limited speech therapy, but since you said y'all, I think we better be talk about that a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I'll tell you, just put my 2 cents in for me. I hated speech therapy in the beginning. Did not like it at all. I thought I was perfect, and everybody kept telling me I don't make any sense. Now I speak too fast, but it's okay. I went 2 years ago. It was probably 2 years. Speech therapy through, I don't know who it was, and I went there. She recorded me, my therapist, and she goes, now listen back. And then I could see like, wow, I'm just mumbling things I shouldn't have said. It just didn't make sense. So I started liking them after, because especially in the beginning, my speech therapist said, Jerry, you will lose your job. Right. Well, I lost my job. So So
They stuck me in speech therapy. They had that little form you fill out, and the bicycle and a locomotive. Why are they alike? Well, I went to start explaining gear drive and ratios stuff like that. They said that's modes of transportation. So they said you got that one wrong. I said, really? I just told you how they work,
yeah,
and
that's
you're just saying
amazing.
because I didn't say modes of transportation, I was wrong. Well, we
Right.
think you need to go to cognitive therapy and speech therapy, and then they did all their little testing on there. Did you have to do the little clicker
Yeah,
where the numbers were counting ascending and descending, and then they put a story being read behind it, and you had to click and change directions? Drove me nuts.
I know. I didn't like counting backwards either because I really don't do that anyway. All the little things. It's like you're a child, which I mean, I understand why they do it, but it's a lot of work. Um, let's see. You're here. Enter is my graph.
Yeah, all
Oh,
that.
so nice. Wow.
And they do great things with speech therapy. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
you know, quite a few people. It's part. It's
Uh,
part of. I was affected just slightly. I was like you, Jerry. I'd get talking too fast.
right.
They would say, "Slow down." It's like, okay, stop and take a breath because I was trying to get it all out in one. So you had to learn to slow down just a little bit. And then I realized when I would take too many days off work and not have that social interaction every day,
Right.
speech was be off by like day 3.
Yeah.
Just a little bit slower, a little bit more slurred because I
Right.
wasn't working my jaws talking to anybody.
Yeah. So true. So I know real quick. I know we're getting close to end. Do you? Because for me, where did I go? Oh, I went. I had to go through the drive-through because smoothies, and I had to go. So I go when I'm starting to talk to them like face to face. I get completely. I can't say exactly what I want. So I have to look. They usually put me in my phone what I'm gonna order, so I can say it like that and show them. But that's the biggest thing for me. But
I
like
don't
you just said,
I don't go through drive-throughs that often. I don't.
yeah.
And
No, I,
usually if everybody else wants, I just lean back and say, "You guys order. I'm not going to figure this out.
yeah.
Let them all order themselves."
Yeah, I know it, but that was I usually don't go because I get the wrong thing, and they did so. But anyway,
You get
yeah,
the wrong thing, or you order the wrong thing.
I know. Gosh, yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around here. It's been great. I'm glad you Phasia. Yes, it can be.
Yeah,
Right?
I that's between aphasia and I know I've got some friends that they've lost feeling in their arm and their leg. Those two things I can't even imagine that.
I
Not
know.
be able to get your words out, not be able to feel yourself walking.
Right. I
Get that
know. Yeah, I know. Being in a wheelchair, I could not. I mean, I've had several times, fall and breaking my hip. I've done that. Back in the wheelchair, back in the AFL.
Well, quit trying to check those life things off, will you? Quit checking them off.
Yeah,
You got your shoulder blade and your hip too. It's like, come on, man, quit
yeah,
it.
I know.
You don't have
I
the
got,
experience at all.
yeah, I got confident, more confident than I should have. I like aphasia. I know, I understand. It's kind of really messes with you, but wow, unbelievable. Well, wow. So I can't wait to hear how it goes. You're,
Oh, you want my post again?
yeah, I would love to. If you seriously, it helps me out to show
I'm
Barb saying, "Hey,
my
I'm
next target is to match those workouts at home with home devices or things you just have around the house.
right." Yo,
So you don't
good.
have to spend a lot of money, but there's the same exercise you can do. That's why I'm doing that challenge every month now. Just
Right.
things you do at home, just simple exercises to do on a daily basis. Uh, whether they're therapy bands or weights, whatever, just stuff you'd have around the house, and you can
Yeah.
still do the same workouts I do at Planet Fitness, and still be gaining your strength.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, same thing. I got bands. I got TheraBands. I got the regular bands. Yeah, I've got some things too, and I need to. It's always for me. I have to do more of it. I try and do all
I
I
just
can. You know.
I'm moving things around my basement. I have a entire gym in one corner of the basement.
Oh,
There's 4 pieces of equipment over there between the weight machines, the deadlifts, and the rowing machine and the stationary bicycle all sitting there.
wow. But you do
Okay.
have the gym too you go to, and
Yeah.
that's nice. So nice.
I want to do the stuff, the modified, like modified push-ups, modified sit-ups, all the stuff you can do at home. You don't need the equipment to do those stuff.
Right.
And
Exactly.
how to do it safely and protect your hand and your arm, and not injure yourself.
Right. Exactly. You don't wear an AFO, do you?
That AFO went away within a matter of a couple of months.
Yeah, it's good for you.
So I think it was actually gone by April.
Right. Right. Nice.
I stuck with December. Rehab ended in January. March, I did a 5K. By April, I was doing another 5K. The AFO was off. My therapist suggested taking it off.
Right.
Because it was articulated, so it actually flexed with my foot, with the ankle. But I was maxed out. She said, "You're walking better with it off, so take it off."
Yeah.
I still had the ankle roll, but I just worked on strengthening my ankle up a little more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's terrific. But I know you did mention that one day, if I can get to a certain mileage, which, I don't know how many miles, you'd come out here and we.
When you're ready to do a 5K, I'm going to show up at your door and we're doing the 5K.
Woohoo! I can't wait. Yeah, there's no reason I can't do it.
I've been telling people around here that I'm going to make a trip down to Texas. I'm going to take a picture of entering your town and say, "Hey, Jerry, I'm here. Where you at?"
Yeah.
I'm going to show up at your doorstep, just totally surprise you.
I would love it. And there is a street, maybe a mile and a half from here. It's called my last name, Wald Street, Wald Road, or whatever, because it is a German town. And I don't know, but yes, Patricia, we need to see, especially John's videos. He really, it's inspiring to see him do all that. The challenges.
I give them you see my sister comment on stuff like, I wish you had your energy. She's 10 years older than I am, but she's still pretty active. And it's like, okay, but I don't see where I have that much more energy anywhere than anybody else.
Wow, that's great. Man.
She's been one of my biggest supporters from day one. So
wow, that's awesome.
She pushed me to get into yoga, and she wants me to get to these support groups, but the support groups I've seen, and I think they're just now starting to open back up for face-to-face support groups.
Yeah.
They drag me down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but they drag me down.
The support groups?
Yeah.
Oh, to go there? Are you?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of, oh, poor me.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, poor you, get off your butt and move.
Yeah.
Quit whining about it.
Yeah.
And that's where some people don't get along with me, because I'll just call it like it is, and they don't like that idea.
Yeah, that's awesome that you do that, though. Sisters.
Yeah. Well, she claims she's the younger one, but she's definitely not the younger one. She calls me the big brother. I said, no.
Oh, really?
She's older than me, way older than me. But she's always right there in my corner telling me to do more. You need to get in this group. You need to get involved over here. You need to get involved over here.
That's good, though. She's an advocate for you. That's for sure.
Well, she looks at people going, my brother does this stuff. You can't.
Right. Oh, man. That's unbelievable.
Actually, several people I worked with for 3 years, she never knew I had a stroke. She never knew I had any deficits at work.
Right.
And I'd worked for probably 3 days a week for 3 years.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. You inspire them.
But somebody made the comment, well, he had that stroke. She goes, what? I never knew he had a stroke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she always saw me working and everything else, and I don't ask for help to do things. And
right.
When they went to lumber, carried up the 8 steps up to the top. I was like, okay.
There you go. You did it.
I told her, walk it up there. I'm worried about going face first because that flooring has those teeth sticking up on it. I'm afraid to go face first, and that you need to put your hand down, you're going to shred your hand.
Yeah, but you still do it.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Well, John, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Jerry. I just got to find time. I have to schedule my workouts around you. So, and next week they actually changed our hours. We have to go an hour late. Instead of going at 5 a.m., we're going at 6 a.m., but then I work an hour later. And you also got daylight savings change next week too. So okay, I won't get home till noon start next week.
Right. Wow. Amazing. See you, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it again. Very inspiring to me always. So
You know it, Jerry. I'm always there for you. You know it.
I appreciate it. Well, have a great rest of your, yeah, have a great day. And we'll be chatting again, and I'll look for those videos.
I'll post. Probably. I gotta be leery when I post them for Planet Fitness. I can't have people in the videos anywhere.
Yeah.
They never
Yeah.
told me I couldn't do it, but I just sort of hide my phone a little bit and get the right angle to do it.
Yeah. HIPAA violations. I don't know if it is with who knows? I don't know. I just know in the hospital.
That's in the hospital. That's not Planet Fitness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they like people taking videos or not, but I do them and post them. So.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, they are good. I love watching them. We'll see how it goes today with Facebook. I don't know what the heck's going on there. So.
Yeah, I know. I haven't tried to get back on there either.
Yeah.
And I'd sent you my email in your Instagram, but then it didn't go through or whatever.
I couldn't get on that either.
That's exactly when my stuff went dead. Boom.
Yeah. I kept thinking, I thought I violated something.
That's what it was telling me too. I just no.
Okay, good. I mean, not good, but
yeah,
same thing.
I probably violated many rules on Facebook, but not that one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, my friend. You have a great workout, and thank you once again for being here. I appreciate it.
The only thing for you, Jerry, we'll come back on again. When you're ready, I'll be down there. I'm not pushing you through the 5K. You're walking with me.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I'll drag you, but I'm not going to walk it. I'm not going to push you.
Sounds awesome. Definitely. All right. We'll chat. Have a good workout today.
You got it. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me again, Jerry. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for being there, answering questions. And Patricia, no, I don't look older. She's just shorter.
That's great. All right.